Good evening, everyone. Mark chapter 4. In Mark chapter 4, Jesus is teaching, he's preaching, he's up in the Galilee area. And in verse 35 it says, "On that day when evening had come, he said to them," talking to the disciples, of course, he said, "Let us go across to the other side." And leaving the crowd, they took him with them in the boat, just as he was. And other boats were with him. And a great windstorm arose, and the waves were breaking into the boat, so that the boat was already filling. But he was in the stern, asleep on the cushion. And when they woke him and said to him, "Teacher, do you not care that we are perishing?" And he awoke and rebuked the wind and said to the sea, "Peace, be still." And the wind ceased, and there was a great calm. And he said to them, "Why are you so afraid? Have you still no faith?" And they were filled with great fear and said to one another, "Who then is this, that even the wind and the sea obey him?" Interesting story that happened right there in the Sea of Galilee. So it's Wednesday. It's the middle of our week, per se. And I'm going to go on a limb and say maybe some of us, maybe a lot of us, I don't know, maybe we're going through amidst of a storm currently. Maybe not with thunder, maybe not with lightning, but a storm maybe in our homes, in our work, with our health, maybe in our hearts. And so you think about when we're in these stormy times of our life, when we're in midst of uncertainty, it's easy to start wondering, where is God? Does God not see what I'm going through? Where is he at? Does he care that I'm struggling? And to a certain degree, I think that's exactly what the disciples asked here in Mark chapter 4. Jesus had been teaching all day, and as evening came, he told his disciples, "Let us pass over to the other side." Again, the implication, pass over the Sea of Galilee to the other side, which was fairly common. And so they got in the boat. Everything seemed fine until it wasn't fine, as we just read. And so I think about, like, to us as well, sometimes storms come even we're doing exactly maybe the Lord's work. Maybe we're doing exactly what Jesus told us to do. Obedience does not always mean smooth sailing. And so you and I, we can be in the middle of again, doing God's work, doing what we're supposed to do, but still find ourselves in rough waters. But the key is, Jesus didn't say, "Let's go into the storm." He said, "Let's go to the other side." If he said you're going to go to the other side, then the storm can't stop you. It didn't stop the disciples, can't stop us as well. It can only strengthen us as we go. As we just read, the storm got so bad that the waves were crashing in the boat. The disciples, many of them experienced fishermen, thought this could be it. And where was Jesus? He was asleep. And isn't that how it feels sometimes? We're praying, we're calling out to God, and it feels like God is silent. Is he sleeping through our troubles, our rough times? But again, we see from this example, Jesus wasn't unaware. He was resting. And why? Because he knew something the disciples didn't know. The storm wasn't in control. Jesus was in control. And so the same water that frightened these disciples, that same water was under Jesus' authority. And so when we panic, it's usually because we've forgotten the truth that the winds and the waves still obeyed the voice of Jesus. And so finally, I mentioned to you that when they woke Jesus, he got up and spoke 3 simple words, right? He rebuked the winds, but he said, "Peace, be still." The wind stopped, the sea became calm. And his disciples said, "Hey, what type of man is this," right? That even the winds and the waves obey him. And so here's the beautiful part. Jesus didn't calm the weather, he did, but he calmed the hearts of the disciples. He calmed their hearts as well. He showed them that the true peace isn't found in the absence of storms. It's found in the presence of Jesus. And so I think about, again, storms we go through in this life. May God help us to remember that. Not concentrate on the winds and the waves and the uncertainty that we may feel like, But understand our security, our peace, is in Jesus, not our external surroundings. And so my point tonight is just simple. Let's be people that has faith over fear. Faith over fear. It's easy to say that until you're in the midst of the storm. And so my encouragement, one to myself, as well as the broader group here, is let's be people with that mindset. Let's be people that even though we deal with struggles and difficulties in life, let us remember that our true security, our true peace is the one that can control not only the waves, but control our hearts, that can help us have true inner peace. And I think if we do that, that will help us get through these troubling times. So hopefully that's helpful for you. It's certainly helpful to me. But again, if we can do anything for you tonight, if we can help you be right with Jesus, if we can pray for you, if we can do anything to help you tonight, let us know what we can do as Alex stands and we'll sing the song of encouragement.